Oh, hello. Oh, well, hello. I don't know what happened to my voice then. So here I am again, and there's a couple of things that you'll notice. The location has changed. I'll talk about that in a moment. But I think, if I'm honest, we need to talk about the last video. Now, I have to say, based on my location, and I'll post a photo in this video of what I had to work with. So great kit and everything, but location was a bit against me. I only had one light. Anyway, if you've seen the previous video, you will know that well, how can I say, let's just say the color correction was a bit of a challenge. Anyway, it looked fine on one screen, but you look at it on other screens, it's just rubbish. Basically, my basic problem is lighting, so I'm going to try to sort that out at some point. But as a way of engineering my way around that, I'm just going to go to a different location. So this is being shot in my car at the moment, which I know is fantastically interesting to you all. But the reason that I'm here is that I'm in quite a special place. No, not in my car, and you can hear the wind outside. I'm actually, because it's near where I live, I'm actually at the lowest point in England. So I am, believe it or not, nearly 7 feet, 2 meters or so, below sea level here. Okay, so we're right in the middle of the fens. It's the lowest point in England. I'm going to go and visit some other places in a minute. I'm going to attempt to step outside and see what that's like. I spoke last time about edges and about being on the edge of things, and how that edge of reality part that I talk about is I find really interesting, and this is an example of that. So it's a little bit different, it's a little bit odd, it's a little bit surreal, and we're going to go into the woods shortly. That sounds very ominous, doesn't it? But we're going to go into the woodland type area if I can find somewhere to park, and I'll show you something that is very obscure and odd. Anyway, right, well, let's go to the next place. We've got a bit more of a challenge now. So the problem we've got is the microphones that I have are crap. So I've got a Rode microphone, the Rode Video Mic Go. It is a heap of junk. It does not work. I've just gone outside, and I'm going to post, well, I'll include a little bit of the video that I just took outside. It is really windy. I have got the dead cat. I can show you the mic. This is the mic. I've got the dead cat on it, and it just completely keeps. It's just shockingly bad. It's just terrible. It's terrible. I don't know what is going on with it. Little bit frustrated. Anyway, so as a result, I'm recording this on my fantastic iPhone microphone. So I'll have to fix some of this in post. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I just want to step outside so we can see what it's like outside. Let's take a look. So as you can probably hear now, it's super windy. Look, now you can see we've got the fence behind me. Yeah. You probably can't hear me, can you? Remember, we're 7 feet below sea level, so there's more air above us, which is why it's more windy. That's actually rubbish. I just made that up. It's windy because there's a storm. We have storms everywhere. The other thing you tend to get in the fens is because it is so damn flat, you get an awful lot of wind because there's nothing really to break it up. So when it is windy, it is actually quite windy. Anyway, we're going to head on over there. That's better. So as you can see, I've parked up now. Well, you can't see that I've parked up because you can't see that, can you? So anyway, we're just inside of the woodland. You can probably hear the wind coming through. So this is a silver birch woodland. If we come over here, you can see the silver birch behind me. A really interesting tree. You can actually, if you peel away the silver bark, it's kind of like paper, so you can actually use that to write on. It sounds really bizarre, but you can. We're going to go over and look at these other things in a moment. There's some people over there, I don't want to embarrass them, or is it me really? It's probably embarrassing me. Anyway, we're going to wander over there in a moment. When I was growing up as a kid out in Norfolk, you didn't see these trees very often at all. There was very, very few of them, whereas here it's absolutely rammed. I mean, it's basically the only tree here. A little bit surreal as well. You come down here when it's dark on a moonlit night, and the way in which the moon dances off of the birch, you know, the whiteness here, it really does play with you. Little bit spooky, so you don't tend to come down here. Anyway, let's head on over to the place that I actually came here to show you. There's a bit of a dike here, which is what we call the ditches that carry all the water. You can see it's full of water. Really important. When you're 2 meters below sea level, you need to get rid of quite a lot of water. So there's some very big drains that go on here. Anyway, you have to be careful not to fall in those. So the question is, so you'll imagine this, you know, we're back in, you know, the 1850s or thereabouts, and we find this this place that's the lowest point in England. Incidentally, if you look at the soil, you can see how black it is here. Really, really black. That's the peat. If you jump up and down here, you can actually feel the ground moving because it's actually floating very slightly. It's interesting. So anyway, so what do? You're an entrepreneur, 1850s. You come to the lowest place in England, and what's your first instinct? Your first instinct is obviously to I hope you can see that, to take a Victorian lamppost and to put it in the ground. And in fact, there are 2 here. So there's one over there, you should be able to see behind me, and there is one here. So what the heck is all that about? Right, well, if we come and take a look, put me out of the picture, you can see there's a really some curious stuff here. So you can see there's what appears to be dates on here, up there, yeah. That one says 1860, 1870, 1875, 1892. Okay, I think, what the heck is going on? Well, thankfully, you have me to explain it to you, or more precisely, there is actually a plaque over there that tells you all about it. Anyway, what happened is that this guy realised that the fens was actually shrinking. If you think about it, if you're in a bath and you put loads of bubbles in the bath, bear with me, and then you start to empty the water, the level goes down. Now in the fens, they're doing the same thing, so they were draining it quite successfully to remove some of the water. So what's going to happen? Well, in theory, the land should shrink. Sounds really strange, doesn't it? But in actual fact, that's what happens. So what this guy did is he took a post, a Victorian steel post, lamppost, and he buried it in the ground. So I kid you not. So the whole thing at the top, so right at the top there, so you think look at how tall that is? So right at the top there, that up there, that used to be level with the ground. I kid you not. And those dates that we saw on there, that is how much it has shrunk. Yeah? So if we look here, so in 1870 it was here. 1875 it shrunk that much in 5 years. Yeah? 1892, look how much it has shrunk since then. So now the whole lamppost is exposed in the ground, and we can see here that's what happened. So it's kind of cool, kind of a bit scary. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. The kind of stuff I write about. So after all that kerfuffle with the noise, we're somewhere a little bit quieter. I'm so sorry about the sound. So on the first one, the sound was sort of okay. There was that cracking thing that was going on. The colour correction was a complete train wreck. On this one, the colour's probably going to be okay. The sound is going to be rubbish. But hey, I need to have something to do for the third one, don't I? And maybe we'll think of something else that I can muck up. Anyway, I'm just found a nice pub that I'm going to go and edit this video and see what I can retrieve. I'll catch up with you next time. Do remember that you need to subscribe and you need to like the video. I know it makes no difference to you, but it does to me. Okay, so it'd be great if you could subscribe. It'd be great if you could like the video. Remember to comment in the comments if there's anything that you want to talk about, you want me to talk about, any observations, anything that I should be talking about. That'd be fantastic. So I look forward to chatting to you again soon. Bye.